Hi everyone, Meteorologist Emery here in the Fox 19 First Alert Streaming Center on this Wednesday afternoon for our 19 at noon weather show. We are live wherever you stream, whether it's the 24/7 weather streaming channel, fox19.com, the Fox 19 News and First Alert weather app, YouTube, and of course on Facebook, both the Fox 19 Facebook page as well as my Facebook page. That should have went through. If not, well, we'll see if we can fix that real quick. Let me see if I'm on live. Well, we're not on my Facebook page at least. I will go ahead and share that real quick, and then we'll get things started here very shortly. Hopefully you've all had a wonderful Wednesday so far. Hopefully things have been moving smooth for you here on this Wednesday afternoon. There we go. I went ahead and shared it. Now we are live on both the Fox 19 Facebook page as well as my Facebook page. So hi everyone, Meteorologist Emery here. It's my Monday. Hopefully it's the middle of the work week for you. And weather's been pretty cooperative, right? It's been getting a little bit more warmer, a bit mild. I didn't wear a jacket coming into work. I know, that's a crazy concept, but when things are as mild as they are after what it's been, definitely an improvement here this last couple of days. So we'll go ahead and begin here with looking at our Fox 19 tower camera. We'll go ahead and take a look at that view. It's a beautiful view, gorgeous view. Little breezy out there. We've been telling you the last few days that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were all going to be breezy, and indeed it still is out there. You can see a plane taking off. I believe that is maybe something that's flying into the Lunken Airport. It's a smaller jet, but it could be going to CVG. Either way, though, a nice midday here for us in Cincinnati. Another view, one of my favorite cameras, our Newport Levy camera, showing the nice blue skies, nice ripples along the Ohio River. And do note that we have some westerly winds, so the river looks like it's going backwards. But no, it's just the wind kind of hitting the top of the water, giving us little ripples there. And the ripples are going upstream as opposed to downstream. But temperatures right now, as we head into this noon hour of our Wednesday, already at 45 degrees. So definitely a nice warm-up. And I believe our forecast high is 47. I think we're getting a little bit warmer than that. In fact, what we'll do now is take a look at our regional satellite, because today we've got no issues. It's just going to be a gorgeous day, a lot of sunshine, and high pressure in control, giving us some of that warmer weather. So what we'll do now is take a look at our regional radar, widen this out. We were telling you back on Saturday and Sunday for our 19 at 6 weather show that this would be something we'd keep an eye on, but notice this. We're not even going to see anything from this because we've got too much influence of high pressure down here. Notice all the clear skies there in central and southern Appalachia. That's going to give us, again, that warmer air because high pressure spins like a clock. And so what it's doing is it's pulling in some of this southerly flow, giving us that milder air, and a little bit of breeze because we got this other air mass up here that's kind of converging to our north. But we're not going to see anything from that. We're just looking at some sunshine today and mild temperatures. Looking at the regional temperatures for across the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley region, also looking towards New York all the way down to the south and even towards the Midwest. 45 right now in Cincinnati, 40 in Detroit. There's that cooler air mass there. 42 in Pittsburgh, still pretty mild though regardless. 50 over in New York City. 62 down in Richmond, Virginia. Upper 50s in Nashville. Low 60s in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then 50 over towards St. Louis. So all in all, pretty mild here throughout the Ohio Valley region. And looking ahead to the Fox 19 now viewing area in southeast Indiana, southwest Ohio, and northern Kentucky. Temperatures anywhere from the upper 30s in Richmond, Indiana. It's a little bit further north of the viewing area, north of Union County there towards I-70. A little bit cooler up that way, but everyone else in the 40s. 41 in Batesville, Indiana. We're in the mid to upper 40s down towards the Lunken Airport. 49 there this hour. But here's the kicker. It's those winds. The winds are anywhere from just sustained 10 to 22 miles per hour. So those winds are increasing. Again, these are sustained. You look at the wind gusts, and you've got wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour already at CVG. A lot of spots are looking at wind gusts in the 20s. This will continue throughout the day. Kind of a feedback from that high pressure, and then also a feedback from the fact that we've got warmer air moving in and the surface is still kind of cool from that snowpack that's melted recently. The ground temperatures are certainly cool. So you're getting this mixing effect taking place, and that's why we're looking at temperatures warming up this afternoon in the mid to upper 40s. I wouldn't be surprised to see some 50s. Now, looking at the hourly forecast here, we might be seeing temperatures getting close to 50. And I'll be honest, I haven't had a chance to look over the first alert forecast to update anything yet. I've actually been working on a story today, working with my good friend, former chief meteorologist Shane Hollandy from WBKO at our sister station down in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And we're talking about the Kentucky Mesonet sites as well as the Kentucky Climate Center. Really cool interview I got to do with him, and you'll see that tonight at 4:30 here on Fox 19. Yeah, like I said, I think we're going to get up to the upper 40s and be close to low 50s here this afternoon, given that temperature trend, and not to mention the sunshine and breezy conditions. And if you're traveling across the region this afternoon, upper 30s towards Cleveland. Everyone else, though, in the 40s, although I believe Cleveland might be a little bit warmer than that. I think they break into the low 40s. But do note, 50s showing up towards Lexington, Charleston, West Virginia, St. Louis, Nashville in the low 60s later today. So certainly looking at really mild conditions here for today. Now let's look at our forecast model for winds, and this is wind gusts. I need to change the headline here. You'll see in a second. But these wind gusts are going to continue this afternoon with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. We go into our Thursday, a little breeze, but nothing as gusty as it has been the last few days. We go into Friday. Friday does look a little breezy now, and that's with those showers that are moving in. And wind gusts on Friday could get upwards of 30, 35 miles per hour. And that's going to be our next weather maker, showing in some rain that's going to move in beginning Thursday night, going into Friday morning. So take a look at our forecast model here, and what you're going to see is, again, today's quiet. Today, just a lot of sunshine. Maybe a few clouds developing with the daytime heating, which that's kind of a crazy concept, daytime heating, considering how cold it's been. But anyway, let's move along here. You can see tonight, clear skies, and note the temperatures. They're not falling down that much, just upper 20s and low 30s. And then clouds increase during the day on Thursday. And there it is, Thursday evening. Rain begins to move in. And then overnight Thursday into Friday, widespread rain shows up. And then Friday, scattered activity on and off during the day. And then we get into some cooler conditions as we head into the first half of the weekend. And what we'll do now is take a look at our long-range computer model. But before that, look at our Facebook comments and questions to see if anybody has anything they want to say before we move along. All right, we've got a few comments here. Darla says, good afternoon, Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. So far, can't complain. My mate Service of Cincinnati says hello. Hello to you as well. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. Sally Huffman says, hey, Ethan, great job. Appreciate your hard work. No, thank you. Appreciate those of you who join us here on 19 at noon, those of you who trust us here at Fox 19 and the First Alert Weather Team to provide you with the First Alert forecast and letting you know what's coming up ahead, whether it's the rain on Friday, the warm-up coming up next week here, as well as, again, what's going to become an unsettled pattern going into next week. And we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But that's all the Facebook comments on the Fox 19 Facebook page. Again, thank you for those of you who are joining us here on Facebook. Eventually, we are going to be having comments on YouTube, but right now it's just not a possibility yet. No comments on my Facebook page. We'll go ahead and move along. So here we are. This is our regional view of one of our forecast models. And what you're going to see here is, again, those clouds increasing Thursday. Rain moves in Thursday evening, Thursday night into Friday morning. As we continue, scattered activity for Friday afternoon. And do note that Friday afternoon, the rain intensity begins to go down. So the heaviest of rain, it looks like, is Thursday night into Friday morning. Once we get into Friday afternoon, Friday evening, still some rain around the region, but it does look to be a bit lighter, so not as impactful, although considering the snow melt, considering the fact that we get that heavy rain overnight Thursday into Friday, we are going to be looking at some soggy grounds as well as some puddles, especially in those potholes that are showing up all over the region. So that's fun. So we got that coming up for our Friday. And then we're looking into the weekend. Saturday looks like we're drying out. And then we head into Sunday, also looks dry. We continue to stay dry up until Tuesday. Let's back that up. I didn't put any pause points there. So Monday, we're looking at shower activity in the afternoon, Monday evening. And then Monday night into Tuesday, we're going to see that rain dissipate. And then we head on into our Tuesday night into Wednesday, a lot of cloud cover. And then Wednesday, we are looking at some moisture in the area. And this is February 5th. And there's a lot of uncertainty here because this is something we talked about last week. We talked about it the week before that even. That early February, we're looking at a couple systems moving into the region. There's a lot of unknowns. This is more than a week out. So this is going to change. It's going to change. But there is a system moving into our region. And depending on its track of the low, we could be seeing either rain, potential for a wintry mix, or snow in the area. But right now, there's a lot of unknowns with this. And this area of low pressure, if it gets a little bit further north, of course, it's just rain. If it goes further south, we could see a little clip of some winter weather. But this is the thing, is that models have been very inconsistent with this lately. And in fact, what we've been seeing is that the temperatures overall have been pretty warm. And just to show for comparison's sake, there's another model we use. This is the American model I just showed you. We'll show you the European model, which sometimes has a better grip on things that far out with regards to low pressure systems. And so here we go. In fact, it doesn't even have rain Monday afternoon. This has rain Tuesday night into Wednesday. And here you go. This is going into, as opposed to the 5th, it's pushing it to the 7th. And do note that it does bring us more in the ways of rain than even winter precipitation. So this is the thing when it comes to forecasting this far out. There's a lot of unknowns, too many to get you hyped up, too many to even be concerned about at this point. But we are looking at a system sometime in the middle or latter half of next week that could bring us some precipitation in the area, more than likely in the form of rain, but there is that chance that we could see some wintry conditions. But that far out, a lot is going to change. But what hasn't changed is the first alert weather today for Friday, particularly Friday morning. I would even extend it into Thursday night, considering the fact that this is going to bring us some of that heavy rain again on Thursday night. So here we go. You can see here we've got rain, breezy conditions coming up Friday, very warm conditions at that, with a high of 56. Saturday, scattered showers. I believe temperatures are probably going to be falling. I don't think we're going to be quite that warm that day. Groundhog Day, mostly cloudy in the upper 40s. And we're staying in the upper 40s for early next week. And again, the temperatures then are going to be variable as we get closer to that system moving in. If that system moves in, does promote colder conditions, those numbers might need to go down a little bit. But right now, as I mentioned, it does look like the trend is still on the warmer side, which means it looks like more than likely rainy conditions. But in fact, what I'm going to do now is take a look at what Steve showed yesterday with the Beyond the 7-Day forecast, because I know some of you do like to see this. This is kind of an early view of what we could expect going into that first full week of February. So we do have those shower chances every day. And do note those temperatures kind of fluctuating in the low to mid 40s for highs and low temperatures hovering in the upper 20s, low 30s. So again, the trend has been on the warmer side, but as we get closer, there might be a day or two that could get close to where we could see maybe a little wintry mix mixing in with that. But again, that's to be determined at this point. We'll go back to the 7-day forecast real quick. That way you can see that yourselves and see that we've got warmer conditions with that rain moving in Friday, along with some gusty winds. Winds on Friday could be gusting upwards of 35, 40 miles per hour. Take a pause real quick and look at our Facebook comments and questions, if we have any. And we do. Debbie says, loving the sunshine, Ethan. I started my morning walk. Thank you. Morning walks are great. Haven't been able to do that in a while with my schedule, but anytime you get a chance to walk out in nature, kind of enjoy things without having to be bundled up or having your face hurt from the cold wind, it's a plus. And I know it's been a little breezy today, but with it being mild, it's at least bearable, unless you're in the shade. With the shade, with these winds, doesn't feel the best. But yeah, that's what we've got going for us here for the next 7 days. It's just a couple of days where we're looking at rain, so Thursday night into Friday, maybe a few lingering showers Saturday morning, but I think at this point it might be a little bit drier in the afternoon. Groundhog Day right now looks dry, mostly cloudy. And then we head into next week. We are looking at conditions staying mild. And when I say mild, I mean relatively speaking, because our normal highs are generally in the low 40s. We're still in the mid to upper 40s by then, though it looks cooler in comparison to the warm day coming up on Friday. So that's what we've got going for us here over the next 7 days. No additional comments. People are probably outside enjoying the warm weather. Don't blame them. Don't blame them a bit. So that's what we got for 19 at noon. There's not much else to add at this point. I am going to be looking at some data, might do some tweaking on numbers, maybe an update on a couple of icons here on the 7-day. But generally speaking, the big story is mild conditions, rain moving in Friday, and then, of course, next week, the potential for more unsettled weather here moving into the tri-state area. Speaking of which, going into February, the trend looks to be warm and wet for the month of February. And part of my story today is talking with meteorologist Shane Hollandy. He used to work with our sister station down in WBKO in Bowling Green, Kentucky. He now works for the Kentucky Mesonet site as well as the Kentucky Climate Center. A plethora of data and resources to allow us to know more about the climate as well as weather observations, the weather history in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And he's going to kind of talk about all the stuff that they do and how it helps us as meteorologists and how it serves the public as well. That's coming up, I believe, around 4:30 this afternoon right here on Fox 19. So got to edit that. Got to update the forecast, so I've got a pretty busy afternoon on hand here at this point. So unless there's any other comments or questions, I'm probably going to close this down here in a minute or two. That way I can get working on that. But oh, there we go. We got one comment. Joanne says, hello. Hello to you. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Wednesday so far. But if you're going to be out this afternoon, keep in mind, winds will be a little breezy out there. Gusts could get as high as 30 miles per hour. In fact, we're already seeing a wind gust of 30 miles per hour at CVG. But aside from that, things are looking pretty quiet here the next couple of days until Thursday evening. That's we're looking at rain moving in, and then it'll continue going into Friday, especially Friday morning with that first alert weather day. In fact, here is the very latest from that. So here is the first alert weather day. This is Friday morning, periods of steady rain. You got rain spray, you got puddles, ponding roadways, and the rain in the afternoons on and off. But it's going to be breezy too. That's going to be another thing that's going to make it a little bit impactful for Friday, is the breezy gusts that could get upwards of 30, 35 miles per hour for Friday. But at this point, I believe we're going to go ahead and close things off here. That way we can get the forecast updated as well as allow me to get my reporting hat on and get that going here for us. Meteorologist Catherine Bodak will give you a first alert forecast update beginning at 3 o'clock on Fox 19. And, of course, Chief Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer will be in beginning at 5 o'clock right here on Fox 19. Don't forget, he always does a weather show at 7:15. It is kind of like this, but more in-depth, and it allows him to answer any comments or questions you may have. And at that point, probably be inside, maybe hopeful for more warmer days ahead, which we do have in the first alert forecast. So that's going to do it for us here on this Wednesday edition of our 19 at Noon weather show. Thank you all so much for joining us. Have a great Wednesday afternoon.